Hello and welcome to another episode of Florida Foodie. I'm your host, Candace Campos, and here with our producer, Thomas Mates, in the house. And today, Thomas and I are joined by two guests who just know how food and cooking can really change a person's life. And we have Chef Izzy Santiago from Second Harvest Food Bank Culinary Training Program. That's a mouthful.
Right.
And Chef Kenny Neal, who is a graduate of that program and now runs his own catering program. Thank you guys so much. I should say catering company. Thank you guys so much for sitting down and talking with us.
Well, thank you for having us.
All right, so we've been talking for a little bit before we started taping the podcast, and it seems like you guys don't like each other at all.
No.
Not at all. Not at all.
Deep-seated animosity.
Not at all. It's too close.
Too close, right? I mean, what has this relationship been? I mean, Chef Izzy, you have been the kind of the mentor of him for a while now, haven't you?
Well, it's been a great journey with Kenny.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, he was like a light in my classroom when he walked in.
Yeah.
And even to this day, I still look up to Kenny, make sure that he's doing okay, make sure he got enough help, make sure that he's healthy. And the kitchen could drag you down a lot of times, but
yeah.
I want to make sure that I'm there for him as a mentor there. So.
And Kenny, I mean, knowing that you're sitting here next to Chef Izzy, years later, I mean, how's that experience been? Don't whisper to him. Don't give him the answers.
No, if you could cry.
Well, I'll say it's an honor really because he's full of knowledge, and the thing is that even in this field, this business, that's one thing that's hard to get people to actually pour into you genuinely, and just the constant mentorship. Like if I ever need to call him, like off the clock, anytime I can call him, talk to him. And like you said, even with just other things, just dealing with even life, he's still there. So, the relationship is one that it's unique. It's something that I didn't go in looking for. You don't expect that, like from your instructor, thinking that you're still going to actually kind of have a bond with him outside of that. And so far, he's actually been 100% when it comes to the business and everything else.
So. All right, so let's start from the beginning. First off, what is Second Harvest Food Bank for people who don't know, maybe people who are not from Central Florida? What is it all about?
So Second Harvest is it's a food bank that is actually having classes now there where people can come in, and people that from different walks of life that want to try something new, that have a passion, people that are going through rough time, that they had a dream and they didn't know how to get there, type deal. People that are going through different struggles in life, but they want an outlet. They want to stop this bad season and just make it into a good season. And that's what Second Harvest is doing for the students. It's amazing when they come in. They come in all beat up and through the struggles and having a bad time, and they can't find jobs, and their resume is not up to date and all that happy stuff, and then we get them a Second Harvest, and then we love them.
Yeah.
And then we shelter them, and then we make sure that they are doing okay. We make sure that housing is doing well, make sure the babysitting is doing well, making sure that learning is there with us. And it is an amazing program that I really recommend to the community a lot.
Yeah. And when it comes to food, you have to put so much love into food. And it feels like you guys do the same thing with people. You put the love into the people. You try to help the entire person, whether it's the whole family or whatever the case may be. And so Kenny, you came into this program, you kind of hit some hard times. Can you kind of give us kind of a recap of how you got into the culinary program?
Yes, I started out selling barbecue like on the corners, and at the time I was doing well, and I was working also, and I lost my job, maybe about a couple of weeks really before Christmas, and started doing odd jobs. Oh yeah, definitely. And the thing is, even going home, even explaining that it's like how do you even start?
Right.
Yeah.
But I started doing odd jobs. My wife had been telling me about the program really for like months. And I just kind of had an attitude like, I can cook. I don't need classes.
Oh, the nagging wife.
Oh, yes, exactly. And the one time she actually is right, though.
Right. We'll give her that.
We are recording this.
She's always right.
Right.
But she kept telling me, and I kept putting it off, and decided to take a roofing job in the middle of summer.
In Central Florida.
In Central Florida. And sun really, to talk to me. And just the fear of everything, just falling, seeing guys fall, and I'm like, wait, this not for me. So I put the application in, and really from there, from the time I walked in the door, I mean, it was just acceptance. I felt like this was somewhere I needed to be. Even from the reception, she literally stopped me and said, take it home, fill it out. She's like, don't just answer yes or no. She said, let them know about you. I took the advice, and when I returned it, Adalia, another one that's like she's like the behind the scenes warrior. She gets it done. And she immediately came out, read it, and basically said then, she said, you got my vote. It was up, I think 3 chefs, and she said, you got my vote. I'm gonna talk to other ones. So, and she immediately gave me an interview right there on the spot.
I said no, but she convinced me.
Yeah, well, okay. That's good to know, Chef.
Yeah, she's a tough politician.
Right.
She negotiates well. And I mean, from there, just from day one, it was just, I knew it was where I needed to be. With Chef Izzy, at the time we had Chef Jill, and just looking at the systems they had in place, the tools they aligned you with. I mean, it was really like a fail-proof program. I mean, they provided you with gas cards, bus tickets if you needed them.
Wow.
So it was almost like you didn't have an excuse not to be there. And it was just the time, just commit. I mean, uniforms, and then you're looking at the value of it. It was 100% free. So all you had to do was show up and just give it your all, and that's what I did. And I mean, from there, I took an internship. They kind of threw me in the fire out of Ellsworth Country Club, and that was my first kitchen I'd ever been in. And they called me back to chef. They said, well, we got a position open. I remember calling them. I said, listen, I can't take this job, because I was still stuck on the barbecue, the grilling and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, and he said, listen, take the job. He said, it'll help you in the future. Got another call from Chef Jill. You better take the job. Then when Adalia called, you better take the job.
You better take the job now, yeah.
So I took the job. They told me to do a year. I literally did a year and left. And that's really kind of how I'm able to sit across from you now, because from that, it just propelled me to another level with cooking and just experiences, and even the clientele, everything kind of took off from there.
And how long was how long has it been since you walked in the first day into the program?
Oh, it's been, I think, probably now about 6, maybe 7 years probably. Because I was in class like number 2, I think, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Oh. It was when they first started.
Yeah. So this program, I mean, it's young, but it's also still pretty new in its stages, right, Chef?
That's correct. Well, Kenny. Amazing, huh?
Yeah.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is that it happened, and it's something you didn't plan for. Just trusting the people and trusting the process. And it wasn't easy, I'll be honest. You had your days.
Oh, yeah.
When the money not right, and and you're looking like the work, and you just wonder when it's going to pay off. And but I will say it was definitely worth it.
Yeah.
And Kenny, the fact that the program is free, at no cost, excuse me, to the students. I tell you, every time I tell you a story, I almost want to cry, because people don't understand that it is a struggle for real to get to where you want to be, or to your dream, to make that happen for you. But thank God for Second Harvest and many other partners that provide the gas card, that help us with the uniform, that help us with the shoes and with the food and this and that. It's amazing how many people. It does take a village to get this done, but it has been an amazing ride. Every time I look back, or every time I see you, I say, there comes Kenny. That's class number 2, number 3. So I'm still in my mind saying, this works.
It works. It definitely does.
It is definitely working. It's definitely changing life. It's definitely, I keep talking to people. Say, come to the program, man. I'm telling you, you're gonna find something within the kitchen that you're gonna like for a long term, and that's the ticket there for me.
The thing that stuck out to me in your story was just like how you said when you walked in, it's just acceptance.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I worked as a cook in college.
I'm sorry.
And that was the thing that always struck me is like, you find a lot of, people who live on the fringes in kitchens and stuff like that. And it's 'cause I always felt like it was just kind of like, because it's a meritocracy, like you can do it or you can't. Yeah. And it's just, that sort of attitude. I mean, is that something that you guys yourself preach? Is just getting here, do the work, and
we get to see quickly if this is for you or not. But the good thing about Second Harvest is that we will find an outlet for you. We have many students that say the kitchen is not for me. There's actually 1,500 jobs that you can get after a culinary program. Whether it's on TV, whether it's a magazine, a photographer, there's many other jobs, and you still consider a cook or a chef. Of course, we gotta sit with them. We got 16 weeks to detail your path, how we're gonna get there, and I can guarantee you by week number 10 or 11, we already know where exactly you're gonna be a great fit in the community. Whether it's a daycare, whether it's a hotel, whether it's a mom and pop, whether it's a catering on call. Maybe you having kids at home that need to be a specific schedule that need to be tailored for that. So we find those people in the community. That's the other shocking part. The other shocking part is in the community itself. There's some hotels that won't even talk to you unless you have been cooking for 6-7 years. We got students talking to chefs, even celebrity chefs, in an interview process.
Wow.
So that is an amazing opportunity for the student. It's great.
And when they also walk in, I mean, Kenny, you were saying you also have to do an interviewing process. So it's not what can you do, behind the counter. It's, how you can sell yourself in the real world. So, I mean, how was that process kind of, honing down your skills also as an interviewer?
Well, I mean, for myself, I mean, I was kind of hungry, with mine. I was, it was just something that I know I kind of had to do. And I was like, this is an opportunity for me. But the thing is that they really prepare you for everything. I mean, we went over, even just breaking down like how to budget your money. It's like
on the last question.
Yeah. Even when you're making it, it's like, how do you function with the money? You can make the money if you know how to manage it.
It makes sense. For a lot of people who didn't have the money, now they're having that opportunity.
Right.
How do you balance it all?
You have to balance it. And then, even from just learning about the diets, just everything, even the interviewing skills. We did mock interviews. Like they sent us to Universal. It was just, again, like Chef said, the opportunities that they gave us, a lot of us would have never had those opportunities. And it's not that, we can't do it. It's just that you would have been overlooked because of, the resume. And even the resume, they gave us, they redid all the resumes. They did a lot for us. And it set you up to where it was up to you almost to not do it. And you have those. And another thing is that even by them, I've been able to also refer a couple of students that actually finished the program. So it's going. It's still going. Even being able to come back and, occasionally employ some of the students. So it's still, that program is still even thriving, going up that way as well, to be still giving back to the community. We got a couple of guys now that are out working at, some of them at Capitol Grill, and they never cooked before.
It's amazing.
They're excelling now through the same program.
We do set them up in Life Skills, and Life Skills is it's an amazing program where you get to go and they teach you how to dress, they teach you how to handshake, look at people's faces, go ahead and do your resume, but don't use these words anymore. This is look, we're 2019, man. Things have changed drastically, and then they bring it up to date. They bring those old resumes back. That we have people that never look for a job. They only have one job on their life. Now they have nothing. So now we got to start all over again. They don't understand about emails and
it's the old-fashioned, snail mail type
stuff. They don't
resumes.
understand that because they're working on the same company for 25, 30 years. They don't have to look for jobs.
Right.
So how to dress, we got companies that will bring in clothing for them to dress differently, nutrition, like he mentioned. So there's many different programs that we deal with on life skills for them to be successful. Budgeting is an amazing one. I wish I had budgeting when I was coming up. Because I could have used it then.
You were talking briefly about traditional culinary programs, like a 4-year degree program or something to that effect, and you were saying how it's teaches you all your kitchen skills and everything like that. But you won't get all of this with something like that. You won't necessarily get the budgeting skills. You certainly won't get gas cards to get you to there. It's far more on you. Like when this whole thing started coming together, roughly about 6 years ago, who's saying that, okay, we need to offer more than just, okay, this is how you julienne, this is how you dice, et cetera, et cetera.
So we do follow a program, a system. However, from what you learn in the classroom to what happened in the kitchen is totally different. It could be a little far off. So we have taken it to another level. We have taken it from the book, this is what we need to learn, this is what temperatures and safety and sanitation, to this is how it really is done.
Right.
I myself grew up on the line, grew up in the dish room, grew up in the on the grunt job all the way to director. So it's easier for me to navigate from the bottom to the top. And when it comes to knowledge, you want to know how the dishwasher operator, you want to know how the director does it when it comes to numbers. Either one, I'd be glad to sit down with the students and teach him those ins and outs that he's not necessarily going to get in school. So when we send our students out, we let the chefs know, look, our cooks are at the beginning stages. There's only a 10 to 16 week program. Don't throw them into a 7-year-old. They're not going to run with they're not going to run with the rest of the group. But if you teach them and finish what we started, I guarantee you that they're going to keep up.
And I mean, I've worked with some people who they've hit hard times, and they are the hardest working individuals I have ever met, because they know what it is to not have the opportunity or not have the money or the ability to do it. So the moment they do get that opportunity, there is nothing stopping them. Do you feel like that's how I mean, because
Exactly.
you're starting, I mean, you started your own company.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. That was the motivation. Look, you don't want that motivation sometimes,
Right.
but it's something. And even now, when you reach a level that you think you're better off, you still kind of look like, I don't want to go back.
Right.
So you're still kind of just saying, how can I do more to make sure we stay away from that? And then you still want to bring other people up. And that's the one thing I can say from the program, that anytime they call me, it's like that's the least you can do, because it's like I don't really think they understand like the new lease on life they really gave me, because I wouldn't have been able to afford the school, and now cooking has always been a passion of mine. And I guess, just at the right place at the right time, because even with these instructors, it was just all a perfect fit. It was like, if I probably had gone to Cordon Bleu, there's no telling what I might be doing.
Right, right.
So just at the right time, right place. But I think that hunger it's a good hunger. Frustrating at times, but you need it.
Yeah.
You want to stay on top.
And do you feel like the chefs at Second Harvest have to be a certain type of chef? It just can't be the
Yes,
basic
I do
one of the
think that, 'cause
mill.
I think that part.
Like
yes.
this crazy guy next to you.
Yeah. I don't think this is the Chef Izzy 20 years ago.
Yeah.
No. But they are. I mean, but I could say that they're toned down from the real world chefs. But you still do. You're held to the same standards.
Of course.
I feel like that. You might not get some of the same language and stuff.
I'm thinking like a Chef Ramsay. That's
Right.
what I'm thinking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You won't get that, but you still have the same passion. You still have the same expectations. It's just like they're not gonna come and throw all your stuff out and say do it over again.
Yeah. This is
But they may just
disgusting.
come and say, listen, you'll be here till you finish.
Yeah.
It's a little nicer. But I mean, I think that they're all great. I mean, you learn from every last one of them. Different styles, different work ethics, even planning. It's just like that. You see the opposites. You see the strengths of this one, and you learn. You just pick and try to pull from each one of them what can work for you.
Now we have a chef, Chef Andre. He come from La Cordon Bleu after 19 years teaching there, and he donates his time. A French chef.
Wow.
So now even there's classes now, 34, 35, 36, moving forward. They get a different view from what Kenny was getting, because he was getting myself and Chef Joe. Chef Joe was trained French cuisine, but having Chef Andre there is it's like having a library right there in front of you. He does it from a wheelchair.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and then he just bring everybody to the kitchen, and we get cracking in there. Like you would not know he's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
He's just moving all over the place, barking orders all over the place. I say, go get him, chef. Go get him, chef.
And this 16-week program, I mean, give somebody the idea of what incorporates. How long are the hours are we talking about here? I mean, you said it's an intense 16 weeks.
Well, it's intense because you're dealing with myself and chef. They actually start at 8:30 in the morning to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Usually from 8:30 to 10 o'clock, we do a lecture. We're in the classroom. We go through books, different avenues, and then from there, we go to the kitchen to cook. We cook 16 different cuisines. We start with French, then we go to Germany, then we go to Italian, Spanish, Asian, So we go through all the different cuisines because we want the students to be versed in all the different flavor profiles. When you have a class that is free and people coming from everywhere, they just want fried chicken and pot pies and all that craziness, not understanding that that's not really what we do. We go through real food. We're gonna take the chicken. We're gonna trust the chicken. We're gonna cut it all down to pieces. We're gonna bread it. We're gonna go through the whole process. And of course, there's an avenue for the quick and simple. But as a chef, we don't entertain that stuff. So we do safety and sanitation classes. They also got to be certified, and we give them about 3 different tests now for safety and sanitation. We want to make sure, because safety goes first.
Oh, yeah.
No matter what happens, safety goes first. It doesn't look good, you're not going to eat it, throw it out. We don't move it to the side.
That's one thing that can shut you down and shut you down fast.
Yes, and most of the time, and a lot of the chefs here locally, they'd rather have you safe certified than not. You could be the best cook and be sloppy, and that's not going to work for a chef. A chef usually wants somebody that knows whether they're cleaning, that they make sure that everything is clean, make sure everything is properly on temperature, things of that nature. And then we train you to do whatever they want you to work on. It's really what they're saying is, let me have them nice and trained on safety and sanitation, and we take them from this way up to the top. It's amazing, truly, with our partners out there.
What are some of the partners you guys work with, like notably?
We work with the Marriott. We work with Universal. We work with Disney. We work with Valencia College. We work with hundreds. As a matter of fact, I saw a list yesterday. It was close to the front and back. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
So many people involved, but I'm like, it does. Every time I'm looking at the list thinking, oh my God.
Yeah.
I never put it on paper. We know all these people, we know all these agencies, but to put it on paper kind of give you like okay, this is a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, it's the support of the community that you keep saying is so important.
Yes.
I mean, and you have a little pamphlet here that shows a handful. It looks like 10 or so chefs in your training program. And you said you love this picture because you see the diversity, and I feel like, I mean, Central Florida is such a melting pot. No pun intended.
Yes.
But I mean, what does it feel like knowing that you can work with somebody from Morocco and someone from Peru and someone from Puerto Rico? I mean, like.
Well, let me tell you a quick story. So there's 2 young girls here on the side. We were struggling. We were trying to make caramel for flan. We were trying to do a flan for Spain.
Yes.
We're doing a Spanish dish, flan as a custard, and we're trying to make this caramel nice and beautiful. It took us more than 15 pounds to get it. For some reason,
15 pounds of sugar?
15 pounds of sugar. Because the pot had to be a specific pot. Our pot was not working. Let me just put it to you another way. And after having 3 different chefs trying, finally these 2 students said to me, they're from Peru, they said, "Excuse me, chef. I see you struggling." She said really nice and polite. "I see you struggling over there. Do you mind if I try?" I looked at her, I said, "Are you for real?" She said, "Yes." "Okay." She just goes to the back of the kitchen. She picks up a pie pan made of aluminum. She puts the sugar in there, and she goes straight to the fire. That's the no-no in regular, a real chef work. That's the no right there. She's like, no, I got it. She put it in, nice low heat. I'm looking at the rest of the chefs, and I'm like, this is not going to work.
Yeah.
Watch this.
You're like, we're judging her, but we're not going to say anything. We're trying to be nice.
It worked like a charm. I looked at her and said, "Tell me where you got that from?" She said, "Where I'm from, there's no stoves. We have to do it in an open fire outside."
Oh, wow.
And I said, "Okay, I'm just going to go to my room and cry a little bit." Kind of make me cry, because I'm like, oh my God. I'm so touchy about the pot and the fire and the stove, and this lady come from an open fire. I got it done for you.
Yeah.
And it's amazing sometimes what you learn from some of them. She's from Morocco. She actually brought me a tandoori oven, which is actually a Moroccan dish made out of clay. And she's like, "Chef, I'm going to give you this, and then I'm going to teach you how to use it."
Yeah.
And every time she comes by, I say, "Today's the day." She's like, "Nope." So I'm waiting.
Yeah.
2 years, by the way, have passed by. I'm still waiting.
Yeah. So you do learn a lot from your students.
It's amazing how much I learn from the students. Even when they went to see Kenny, I thought he was just doing something simple. And when he light up that grill, I said, "Oh my God, Kenny!" He's like, "Chef, back off for a second. I got this."
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're now
That's where he come from. He come
Right.
from the grill,
Right.
his own business. So I said, "Let me back off and let the man be the chef."
I mean, and you were doing it on the side of the road. So I mean,
It's probably some harsh critics.
Well, that's listen. Right in your face.
Yeah.
No time for look, no emails. No texts.
Yeah.
You're gonna get it right there on the spot.
yeah. So I mean, what is your specialty when it comes? So what's the name of your business?
Well, the business name is Calais Catering, and it's actually named after my daughter.
Oh.
So it'll be easy for us to remember.
Yes. Yes.
But I mean, I do. The thing is that I will say before the culinary program, I was doing your basic barbecue, which was your ribs, chicken, fish. It was selling.
And probably doing beautifully.
It was doing great.
Yeah.
But after that, it gave me a little bit more things to play with and different styles. But I would still say the traditional barbecue is that's always going to be my
Can't go
favorite.
wrong with that, huh?
Yeah,
It's like a
can't go wrong.
socializer. You know, you get out there, music on,
People around the
couple ice
grill.
cold beers,
Yeah.
talking,
Chimichurri sauce.
chimichurri, you know what I mean?
A little bam. Right? Yeah.
Get up like 6 in the morning before everybody get up. By the time they're up, you're looking like you just been working hard all day. You can't beat it.
Yeah. What's your favorite event to cater?
Oh, that's a tough one. I would probably say though, like house parties, like
Family.
more. I would say like kind of more your upscale house parties. I would have to say that.
yeah. Upscale.
Those are usually the best.
Fancy ones.
Upscale.
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure.
Everything is flowing.
Yeah. And you were telling me before we were recording this that you enjoy the not the competition, but trying to do something new. So when someone says, "I
Yes.
want you to try this,"
And that's the thing is this. Just trying to understand like how food works. It's like when you get hit with something you never cooked before, and you're just reading it and seeing, okay, so this is what they're doing. It's just like if you create an emulsification or something, it's just like you should know what it is regardless. It's like if I'm using eggs or if I'm using, oil, whatever, you just know the process. So with that, it's just like you looking at it, then you come out to say, what can I do to make it, to put my spin on it? And that's the creativity. That's the fun part for me. It's like even if it's something, a Spanish dish, is still like you want to still put your signature in there some type of
Your
way.
little twist.
Your fingerprint.
Yeah, and that's when they look like, say, man, this is all right.
Yeah.
Like my grandma's, but something different.
Yeah.
And that's when you know you hit it right.
You're like, "I'm not your grandma."
No.
Okay.
That's usually what I always tell them. Please do not compare me to grandma.
Yeah.
No.
I'm going to lose.
Yeah. And you're up to like 250 students at the culinary program. I mean, what other success stories have you heard? Obviously besides might be one of your favorite ones, Kenny.
Well, recently we had a student that went to the White House. Johnny was a young 18-year-old student. And Johnny was young. When you get the young crowd, it's a little different because we taking this extremely serious. They looking at you like, it's just cooking, chef. No, it's not just cooking. This is a lifestyle for me, But, Johnny, he did great in the program. Then after that, he got a job in Orlando. Happened to the American Hotel Association, picked him for Employee of the Year.
Wow.
And then they took him to the White House. And that's when I realized, wow, the White House, what? We have a cook in the White House.
Yeah. That's so amazing.
And one of the funny things that he's talking to Ivanka, I think it was, and she's like, "Do you have any questions?" I said, "Yes." Could I see the kitchen? And then
Really?
He didn't get a no. He got a yes. And then I explained why he got a yes. I said, "Look, you got a yes because usually people want to see the Oval Office and touch the president, and ain't nobody asking for the kitchen."
Right.
Yeah.
But it has to be a well-oiled machine in there if you think about it.
He walked in there, he took pictures, the chef came out and talked to him for a while, and I'm like, oh my God. What are you doing in the White House? Are you kidding me?
How'd you
What's
sneak
happening
in?
over there?
This kid, you
Yeah.
could tell, no, this is serious.
Yeah.
Now he's in the White House.
Yes. And then he took the picture and then he sent it over to me, "Just for you, chef." I said, "Oh man,
all
that's
right.
amazing."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have students from from every walk of life in different location, and I am just proud of all of them.
Yeah.
That they took their dream seriously and they took it to another level. We only teach them the basic, but when they take it to another level, that's when we realized, man, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Whether it was life skill that got them excited, whether it was Mr. Kenny when he stopped by and say hello, and because we tell him, look, did you see Kenny? Yeah, he was sitting right there. He's proven that it could be done. That's when we love when the students pass by, or and anyone pass by, because we want to make sure that they understand that it could be done.
Yeah.
You can come out of that funk, man. Come on now, we can do this.
Yeah, and you guys really are invested in your students. I mean, obviously you've kept in touch with Kenny, and it seems like you keep track of a lot of your students. I mean, from your perspective, how does that feel, knowing you it's not just like 16 weeks, okay, you're out the door and on your own, knowing that you've got these
Peace
people
out, bye.
behind you, keeping tabs on you, making sure you're on the straight and narrow and everything?
It's a good feeling. The thing is, it's something that's earned. So it's like, it's one of those relationships. It's like, it's not just given to you.
Right.
It's earned, so you appreciate it. And I mean, we have fun. I mean, that's the thing. It's not a uptight relationship. It's relaxed, and it's just. I mean, it's a good asset to have. I mean, in any aspect of your life, because I mean, you can go to them really and talk about anything, and you don't have to worry about them judging you, or brushing you off. I mean, I've never been up there, and I don't think they've ever had time. I don't care what they're doing. They could be in the middle of a banquet event, and they still stopping and talking and chatting it up with you. So I mean, it's a good thing. It's definitely a positive, and it's a relationship I cherish, and I don't plan to abandon them.
Yeah.
We got 315 students out there. 315 different stories.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Extremely proud of that.
Yeah, and so many more over the next
Yeah.
couple of years, which is so amazing. If anyone's listening and they're inspired to help, I mean, how can they get involved? If they know, if they're a chef and they want to put in their 2 cents or help financially, what can people do to help out?
They have to go to the website, www.feedhopenow.org. We take chefs from out there that want to help and donate their time and chat with the student, donations, whatever it takes. We just want to make sure that our students are well, that they're doing good, and it's going to be awesome.
And your food bank, I mean, people are hungry all year round. It's not just during the holidays, just Thanksgiving and Christmas when people think of food banks. I mean, this is a necessity, especially in Central Florida, all year round.
Yeah. At the end of the day, we're trying to shorten the line. So I think this is helping out a lot.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Well, thank you both for joining us and for telling us your story. And we hope to hear more from you guys in the next couple of years.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Florida Foodie. We'd also like to thank our guests, Chef Izzy Santiago and Chef Kenny Neal. You can find out more about the culinary training program offered by Second Harvest Food Bank by heading to feedhopenow.org. You can also find Chef Neal's business, Kalea's Catering, on Facebook and Instagram. Our host is Candace Campos. Please follow her online as well. You can find her on Twitter, just search @CandaceNews6, and on Facebook, search Candace Campos News 6. We'd also like to thank our technical producers, Derek Mosier and Ryan Hawley. I'm the show's producer, Thomas Mates. Please take the time to rate and review us, and you can find videos of all of our podcasts on clickorlando.com/podcasts.